luck, I finally got my copy of Star Fox. This, of course, is a remake of the Nintendo 64 game. What a remake it is. Plays beautifully, 60 frames per second, controls like a dream, graphics, fantastic, music. It was recorded by a real orchestra, come on man. This is some definitive Star Fox right here. Although I will say that I prefer the first game's music. The first game had this music that was so intense, it was almost scary. Listen to this. The intensity of that music cannot be matched in any of the other Star Fox games. Star Fox Assault's opening level is close, but man, and I bought the physical copy of the game and it's actually on the cartridge. This is not a game key card. And I buy physical for multiple reasons. One of them is that you get these great boxes that show you like your actual collection in real living space with this beautiful box art. Look at this box art. And look at that font. Look at the orange there. Oh, it looks, that is one of the best box arts in years. Years ago, I did something very stupid, which is I sold all of my DVDs and Blu-rays because I just didn't understand how streaming worked. I didn't realize that these streaming companies got licenses to show movies temporarily and then they would take them on and off. I thought just eventually all the streaming services would have everything. Another reason for buying physical stuff is because then you are in control of it. Not some company and not some company's servers. If you have the physical item, you can play the physical game. I know things like updates and day one patches complicate matters, and then there's things where it's just basically a code on a disc or a game key card. That also complicates things. But when you get something like this in particular, where the game is on the cartridge or on the disc, I want to be in control of the item, not the company. Maybe this sounds kind of strange coming from someone whose entire creative output only exists digitally on the internet, but I am obsessive about backing up all of my stuff and making sure that I have copies of everything. I have all the original footage, I have all of the final videos, and if YouTube went down today, I could start re-uploading all of our past episodes right now. And I know most people have given up this fight long ago. And also, it's not even a fight for a lot of people. For most people, the convenience of digital or streaming far outweighs any benefits like picture quality or being in control of the actual media, you know what I mean? But I think there needs to be people like me, because in the future, man, you don't know what internet infrastructure is gonna be like, and are the companies still even gonna be offering the same things anymore? Which brings me to the elephant in the room, which is that Sony announced that they are not going to be making any physical video games after January 2028. That simplifies things for me at least, because I will never buy another PlayStation. So right now, the only reason I'm buying games on PlayStation 5 at all is because I want the physical copies. Games come out on everything these days. PC, Xbox, PS5, Nintendo Switch. Of those four, the one that makes the most sense for me is PlayStation 5 because it gives me almost the best graphics and I get to have a physical copy. As soon as you take away the physical copy from me, I'm just gonna buy it on PC. I have a PC that's way more powerful than my PS5. The other thing is, isn't the trend nowadays for young people to get physical media? My sister is listening to CDs. She got a CD player. She is a teenager. If Sony wanted to be smart, what they would do is lean in to the fun of the physical media. Why not make a PlayStation 6 with a transparent disc drive that you can see the CD spinning? Why not make the physical copies look really cool and have cool artwork and posters and stuff that people actually want to buy? I get it, it's all about the money. They want the higher margins of digital, and I also get the environmental aspect. Not producing any plastic waste, that's also good, and I don't feel great about it. Anyway, long story short, times they do change, things change. I will adapt. I will still find a way to play the games that I like playing, but I'm not getting another Xbox, that's for sure. And now I'm definitely not getting another PlayStation, so yeah, too bad for Sony and Microsoft. Anyway, today we have 2 songs to insert into the episode. and 1 song to write, and then the episode will be complete as far as music goes. Still need narration, a couple of other things. We should be done within like the next week or so. All right, I'm gonna get to that. I really need a better system for moving this keyboard. This is just getting real old. Although if I've put up with it for this long, maybe I should just keep going. Okay, I just finished the final piece for the episode. All the music is in the episode now. So tomorrow I'll be planning my next solo video. Oh, speaking of which, Andrew did a semi-solo video. He went with the legendary Dan Vulcans. How many times have you heard the name Dan Vulcans? But they went to a really cool place called Oak Openings. That video's out now. I'll be planning the next solo video. This episode will be out soon. We're planning our next big trip. Thomas has been very busy, so we don't know if we're gonna be able to get him on that, but we're gonna try to. But in any case, I'll see you tomorrow. Welcome back to the vlog. So yesterday I was talking about the first Star Fox's soundtrack and this incredible song. Turns out the composer Hajime Hirasawa only wrote music for basically 1 game, and that was Star Fox. Can you imagine writing a soundtrack like Star Fox and then just being like, I'm out, I'm gonna go make money on ringtones? Apparently he had some dispute with Nintendo over who owned the music or something, which is understandable to me because if I wrote a soundtrack like the first Star Fox and I did not get royalties for that music, ooh, yeah, I'd be a little mad. But then again, if you work for a company, that's kind of like the deal. I don't know. Anyway, this is not quite one of those situations where I'm between episodes, but since Andrew is working on the narration, I don't have any particular work I can do at this very moment. So, it's a vacuuming day. Speaking of vacuuming, the other day I was talking to my cousin, and he was like, oh yeah, I happened to watch one of your vlogs recently. And the start of it was like you turning on the lights, setting stuff up, and then you started vacuuming. And he was like, yeah, I realized I was just watching you vacuuming, so I stopped watching. And I kind of sheepishly said like, oh yeah, you know, I just do the vlog for practice or whatever. What I should have said is that I have seen what people put on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. What I film may be mundane, but do not come at me and tell me it's mundane if you're also watching any type of short form video. That is just random people pointing a cell phone at them, talking about whatever, algorithms serving you up whatever it thinks you want to watch. This may not be high art, but I am not wasting your time. Okay, I may be wasting your time a little bit. You know, this setup hardly ever changes anymore. Is it about time that I actually do some proper cable management? Like, why do I have a USB switch here when I don't even switch any USB action? Wait, what is this? Oh wait, I do need this. That's why I have it. Okay, never mind. Well, I need some sort of hub. I just don't want to pay for a Thunderbolt hub, man. Those are expensive. Well, so much for that. Actually, do you want to learn something today? We have a MIDI cable, which you may have seen before. You plug this into the out port on the keyboard, and that goes up, and then you plug that into the MIDI in port of my audio interface right here. The audio interface takes that feed and then sends it through USB to my computer, and then my computer can read the notes from the keyboard. Okay, but I think that'll do it for today's vlog. Thank you very much for watching. If you feel like this is a waste of your time, please use your time to do actually enriching things that improve your life. Don't just waste your time on other stuff where you don't realize your time is being wasted. I think maybe that's my conclusion. I'm gonna waste your time, but you know your time is being wasted. I'm not tricking you into it, and you're not doing it mindlessly and automatically. Okay, but thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a good one. See you in the next one. away.